here we go. This will be my first proper TBR slash books I'm thinking about reading this month. Start to just give myself a disclaimer. I don't like presetting myself a TBR. I'm very much a mood reader. So by doing this, I'm just giving myself suggestions or including things that I go, right, I definitely want to read this month. Those books are in this video, apart from one exception, which I have decided is going to be my way of picking at least one book for my TBR. I have seen a few booktube games slash this picks my TBR things start popping up. For example, we have Cody's Book Corner's Wheel of TBR, Becca of the Books' Bookopoly, those kind of things. I've gone for a very, very simple version of literally picking out of a cup. However, the twist for mine is it is an ebook that I'm going to set myself to read, and I have to read it in the month. If not, then I have to read this book and then the next book. So it just keeps adding up my TBR each month. So there are 30 or 31 books in here. I have the rest of The Queen's Poisoner to read, which is also an ebook and will be counting towards my TBR for the month. So I have picked five and then the half of this. So the other TBR book that I pick out of here will be my 5th book. Am I counting correctly? Yes, this will be my 5th book, and then The Queen's Poisoner will be the 6th that I finish in the month. So the rules for this are I pick out a book, and that book I have to read. However, there is one book in here that is a 2-book in a series that will take 2 months to read. If that comes up, when that comes up, I will say what will happen there, because that book will count for 2 months of my reading. If I manage to finish it early, then I will just pick out another one the next month, but we'll discuss that when that comes up, and hope it doesn't come up this month because I haven't fully thought what I'm going to do. So, first of all, we're going to go through the books that I've picked, and then we'll select this one right at the end. So like I said, I already have the rest of The Queen's Poisoner to finish. I have just over 70% left, and I pretty much have used today when I should be packing for university to read, because that is my life. So I have the rest of that to finish, which will be the first book that I finish for the month, which is my plan. Then I have 4 physical books here that I hope to get to during the month. I have 2 fantasy, 1 thriller, I believe it's a thriller, and 1 contemporary, which I never read, so don't get used to seeing a contemporary on my TBR because it doesn't happen very often, essentially. So the thriller that I want to read is called Never Never, and it's by James Patterson. James Patterson is one of my favourite thriller authors. I've read some of his Women's Murder Club, some of his separate books that he's written, like The Black Market, kind of things like that. And I'm a large fan of his work, and I have been collecting his books. This is one of them. This is the first, I believe it's the first, in a series that I'm hoping to read the whole of. Just like the Women's Murder Club, that I'm hoping to read the whole of those two. This one, I'm going to actually start the first book of. This follows Detective Harriet Blue, and she needs to get out of town fast. I'm literally just reading off the back of the book because I have no idea. Her brother's arrested for a series of brutal murders, and Harry's chief wants to be hot-headed detective, keeps it far from the press, and is assigned to deadly new case in the middle of the outbreak. So I assume Outback. This is set in Australia. I don't know why I said outbreak. So essentially, this is a detective book. It's about finding the missing people, finding why Harriet's brother was arrested, all of that kind of thing. I am really excited to read this. It's very short for a James Patterson book. At 1 second, there are quite a few extra bits in here as well. Oh god, it's longer than I thought. There we go. 338 pages. So it's quite short, which is what I want for this month, essentially. You will see a theme, hopefully. So the second book I've picked is a contemporary, and it is 5 Feet Apart by Rachel Lippincott. And there are extras who helped write the screenplay for this. Because if you didn't know, it does say in here soon to be a major motion picture. However, this book is actually based off of the film. It's backwards. Normally you get the book and then the film, but this one you got the film and then the book. But I'm going to read them backwards. I'm going to read this and then watch the film, because I feel like this is going to break me. But this is an Own Voices. This is written by someone who has cystic fibrosis, and this is about 2 people meeting each other in hospital and becoming together. I believe this is romance, judging by what I've seen of the film trailers. Yeah, I am excited to read this, to be honest. I believe this is going to be like a Fault in Our Stars thing with cystic fibrosis. I do know little bits about cystic fibrosis from what I've seen. So yes, I am excited to read this. I also know it's probably going to break me fairly quickly, because this again is a really short book. Getting back onto natural things, I have 2 fantasy books. The first one is The Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard. I read The Red Queen and I loved it. I gave it 3 stars, but I did love it, and I am excited to get on to the rest of the series. This, however, is very concerning because I like short chapters, and the chapters in these are very long. It's problematic for me. Well, it's not going to stop me from reading it, but it's problematic for me. So, yes, this follows the first book. Follows from the first book, obviously, and the first book follows Mare, who is a red blood, and is taken to the Silverblood's court and is essentially told to pretend to be a Silverblood. I'm not going to say anything more than that because it's spoilers, but that is essentially the series, and it's about coming to terms with bleeding in front of everybody, and everybody finding out that maybe she might not be a Silverblood. I'm excited to read that book, to be honest. I'm very excited. The other book that I have on my TBR is Shadow of the Fox by Julie Kagawa. Julie Kagawa is probably one of my favourite authors. She wrote the Iron Fae series, and I loved that. I'm in the middle of reading the Talon series, which I also love. There is a character in there that I can't stand, but I do like the series. And I'm hoping this new series that she's writing will hold up, because I have just ordered the second book without even reading the first one, because the covers are beautiful. I have no idea what this is about. All I know is it features a kitsune, which I'm excited about. I've never read anything that deals with kitsune. The only thing that I've had in my life that deals with kitsune is Teen Wolf, and I love Teen Wolf, so let's hope I don't have my mythology wrong. But hey. Okay, so the final part of the video is selecting the ebook that I will be reading for the month of September. Like I said, if I do finish all of these, including the ebook, I will pick another ebook to read. If I feel like it, it's not a necessity. I've written it on a very long piece of paper, and it's a very short title. I'm very concerned. It's A Killing Truth. That is a thriller. I was hoping for a fantasy, but it's a thriller that I have been given. Oh well, I will read A Killing Truth. I'm looking forward to reading A Killing Truth. It is on my Kindle. Okay, so the book is A Killing Truth, The Killing Truth, A Killing Truth by D.V. Berkram, and it's about a deadly assassin, a prenuptial target, a double cross she never saw coming. They say the truth will set you free, but what if it kills you first? So this sounds to me like it's about an assassin, which is fantastic. I say that like I'm not excited, because I'm very excited. But this... Oh, wait, let me see if I can... And this is the cover. It's not in colour because my Kindle's not in colour, but it's A Killing Truth by D.V. Berkram. I will get this name right at some point. D.V. Berkram. And it says that it's a thriller. So we shall see, but this is the book that I will be reading. I'm kind of glad that I got this book, to be honest. Just because it's so different from the other ones. There is a book in here that I'm excited to read that I was kind of hoping to get, and it is a fantasy. However, the third book again doesn't come out until December, so that's kind of annoying if you ask me. But yeah, that is my book picked, and this is my stack of books to read. You will be seeing a lot of this, hopefully, in the coming months of me attempting to read those 30 books that I picked. So this is it. I'm hoping essentially to try and read more in here, to preserve paper from books that I can get on Kindle, but I do like the physical copies of books, just putting that out there. So I will not stop buying physical copies of books, but for books that I'm not 100% certain on, or that I already have the first book in the series of in Kindle, I will just continue to read them via Kindle. That is the plan anyway. So yes, thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please like it, and if you want to see more like this, please tell me in the comments. Give me ideas of other videos that I could create. And yes, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!